armed with just the words and conviction, ready to impress us with the speech. Let's begin with our first speaker, Neev Gupta from Class 9A with the poem Daffodils. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
Daffodils by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lane, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretch in never-ending line along the margin of the bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them dance, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
A doctor's journal entry for August 6, 1945 by Vikram Seth. The morning stretched, calm, beautiful, and warm. Sprawling half-clad, I gazed out at the form of shimmering leaves and shadows. Suddenly, a strong flash, then another, startled me. I saw the old stone lantern brightly lit. Magnesium flares? While I debated it, the roof, the walls, and as it seemed, the world collapsed in timber and debris. Dust swirled around. In the garden now, and weird, my drawers and undershirt disappeared. A splinter jutted from my mangled thigh. My right side bled, my cheek was torn, and I dislodged detachedly a piece of glass, all the time wondering what had come to pass. Where was my wife? Alarmed, I gave a shout. Where are you, Yako-san? My blood gushed out. The artery in my neck. Scared for my life, I called out, panic-stricken, to my wife. Pale, frightened, blood-stained, Yako-san emerged. Holding her elbow, we'll be fine, I urged. Let's get out quickly. Stumbling to the street, we fell, tripped by something at our feet. I gasped out when I saw 'twas ahead. Excuse me, please, excuse me. He was dead. A gate had crushed him. There we stood, afraid. A house standing before us, tilted, swayed, toppled, and crashed. Fire sprang up in the dust. Spread by the winds, it dawned on us. We must get to the hospital. We needed aid. And I should help myself too. Though this made sense to me then, I wonder how I could. My legs gave way. I sat on the ground. Thirst seized me, but no water could be found. My breath was short, but bit by bit, my strength seemed to revive. I got up at a length. I was still naked, but I felt no shame. Though this thought disturbed me somewhat, till I came upon a soldier, standing still, who gave the towel round his neck to me. My leg, dried with stiff blood, rebelled. I said to Yako-san, she must go on ahead. She did not wish to, but in our distress, what choice had we? A dreadful loneliness came over me when she had gone. My mind ran at high speed, my body crept behind. I saw shadowy forms of people, some ghosts, some scarecrows, all wordless tongues. Arms stretched straight out, shoulder to dangling hand. It took some time for me to understand that the friction on their bones caused so much pain. They feared to shave flesh against flesh again. Those who could shuffled in a blank parade towards the hospital. I saw dismayed. a woman with a child standing in my path, both naked. Had they come back from bath? I turned my gaze, but was at a loss that she should stand thus till I came across a naked man. And then, now, a thought arose that some strange thing had stripped us of our clothes. The face of an old woman on the ground. Man was mad with suffering, but she made no sound. Silence was common to us all. I heard no cries of anguish or a single word. Thank you.
I will teach my boys to be dangerous men. By Lucas Jones. I will teach my boys to be dangerous men, to pick white flowers for all of their friends, to think of patience when you think of strength. I will teach my boys to be dangerous men. If a sister cries, you cry with them. I will teach my boys to stop before they descend, to deepen their pain for those who depend on us to feel safe and to keep them all warm. And when you feel cold, you knock on the door and hope someone like you is there keeping watch. To tap you out and make your bed, to sharpen your sword and kiss your head, to die as a man who knows what it meant to be remembered for love and the kindness he spent. I will teach my boys to be dangerous men in a world where danger is simply the norm. And the dangerous thing is not to conform. The dangerous thing is not to lock horns, not to base love on a paid performance, but in the soft silence of 3 in the morning, where the love is safe, just bringing them water. To know that it is not in the wars that you wage, but you choosing to love despite all the rage. I will teach my boys to be dangerous men. And they're not naive enough to pretend that they won't have to fight for the ones they defend. But if you must fight, fight to never again. I will teach my boys to be light when they can, to know in the darkness, to reach for my hand. I will teach my boys to be dangerous men, so the danger for all of us finally ends. Thank you.
The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, 1845. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly became a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, rapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its coast upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow for my books a seas of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, and certain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating and then no longer. "Sir," said I, "oh madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, nor a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. And this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art shorn or craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven of the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananta, for the poem. Now, with the poetry segment over, we move on to the speech segment. Let's welcome Adya Kashmir with an extract from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 2, from Class 9A.
This is an extract from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 2. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told, Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault. And grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Am I to speak in Caesar's funeral? He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar has wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the roof regal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but I am here to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to Brutus' beast, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar. And I must pause till it come back to me. Thank you.
Speech. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate or despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone.
And the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent lives. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die. And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you like cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man or a group of men, but in all men. In you, the people have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness, the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, a world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now, let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Now, let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite. Thank you.
An extract from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 2, Antony's speech. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is often interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus has told you. Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, on the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious
and Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor had cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. I thrice presented him the kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke of, but I am here to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause without it then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervii. Look, in this place ran Cassius dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors to be resolved. If Brutus so unkindly knocked an oath, for Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitors' arms quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart. And in his mantle muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the tint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what? Weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here! Here is himself, marred as you see, with traitors. Thank you.
My mom would be at all my sporting events. Let's say I was playing football, okay? My mother would be on the sidelines, and if the play on the field started going one way, my mother would be like, oh my gosh. I get in the huddle with the other guys. They go, Mark, is that your mother? I go, no, I've never seen her before. The greatest gift my mother ever gave me was that she believed in me. I have overdosed on drugs on 3 occasions when I should have been dead. But I believe I was kept here for a reason. You show me your friends, I will show you your future. How do I know that? I hung out with losers, and I became the biggest loser of them all. I gave up everything I dreamt as a little kid because of whom I chose to surround myself with. My friends would drive me home 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We'd be drunk and high, laughing in the car. We pulled it from a house on earth. My friends go, Mark, the light's still on. I go, oh man, my mother's still up. See, my mom wouldn't go to bed until she knew that her son was still alive. I walk in and she said, "Hi Mark, how was the night?" I go, "It was good, Mom. I'm just going to go to bed." Mark, can I talk to you for a minute? I go, "Mom, I'm tired. I'm just going to go to bed." Mark, I haven't seen you all night and all day. Can I please talk to you for a minute? I go, "Man, just leave me alone. You bugged me." And I'd slam my bedroom door on the one person that believed in me. I was on a worldwide tour overseas in Japan, and after my wrestling match, we went upstairs in my hotel room and I fell asleep. There was a knock at my door, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I got out of bed, I searched for the safety window, and I could see it was a Japanese promoter. So I opened the door. He said, "Mark, there's been an emergency. You need to call home." So I went out and I got a hotel room phone and I called back tonight. "Hey, what's going on?" I said. "Mark, I don't know how to tell you this." I said, "Just tell me what happened." "Mark, your mother died." Just threw the phone down, got out of my hotel room, took the elevator to the lobby, and as soon as the doors opened, I ran. I ran as fast as I could. There were no cars, no people. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember, I looked up to the sky and I said, "Mom, I am so sorry." I flew back home for a funeral, and at first I couldn't gather myself to walk up to a casket, so I just stood way at the back, and I kept thinking to myself, "Mom, please wake up." I finally gathered the courage to walk up to her, and as I walked closer, I could see her for the first time. She was beautiful. Dressed in white, she looked like an angel. And I stood over her and I said, "Mom, you're my hero. Everything I am and everything I hope to be was because you loved me. You gave me a life, and you're the only one who ever believed in me. And how did I repay you? By getting drunk, by getting high, by being stupid, by hanging out with losers. For all that she ever wanted was to talk to me. I wish I could talk to you now, Mom. I wish you could see what I'm doing. Why couldn't I have been a better son?" We are defined by our choices. And if you surround yourself with people involved in drugs, involved in alcohol, involved in pills, it's a dead end. I'm not here to preach to you, but I'm here to tell you, I lived that life. It leads to broken hearts, broken relationships, broken dreams, and death. For what? To get high? If you have a mother or a father, go home and tell them how much you love them. See, my whole life was about being rich, being famous, being a millionaire. I had to win the race. I do win the race. At the expense, my marriage, my family, my friends. What? Be all alone in this world? I learned what is truly important, and that is the gift of life and our families, and how quickly it could be taken away from us. See, I no longer live in time, I live in moments. It's not what in your pocket that matters, but it's what in your heart that truly matters. Love. Love is just a word, until somebody comes along and gives it meaning. You're the meaning. Thank you.
That was very well presented. Thank you, Brigand. With that, we come to the end of this powerful session of speeches.